Hey everybody, welcome to another Foosh video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new 3A Toys Search and Destroy Tomorrow King, or the S&D TK as he's known as here on his shipping box. And this is just the plain brown shipper that the 1/6 3A figures usually come in. Big long box, about 14 inches, and it is packed full of 3A goodness. So let's take a look here and see what we're actually getting. So there is, it's pandemonium. There is the shipping box removed, and here we have just the full-on art box, I guess they call this. So what here it says, God save the Mortis Queen, she ain't no human being, and with a grenade and a Union Jack on the grenade. I mean, this is a clear reference to the Sex Pistols. So evidently this figure is kind of Ashley Wood's homage to 1970s, 1980s punk rock. So right down there at the bottom it says UKTK Search and Destroy. So the box, there's not a lot going on here in terms of artwork. On the inside, well, something here that's new to me is this little slider thing. It's been a long time since I've purchased a 1/6 figure. All the ones I used to have didn't have this little feature. So that is something that's new to me. So once we get this slid off here, we can take a look inside the box really quick. I've already removed the figure from here, so when we open this, it's going to be figureless, so that's intentional. It's not a moment of horror for me, like, oh my god, they forgot to send it. So what we get inside here is this little mini poster, the same artwork as the box, and a little blurb down here. The blurb down here, because this is Ashley Wood, it's got to be packed full of foul language, so I'm not going to read it here. If you want to see a close-up of it, you can check it out on the article, or in the article. And then there's a larger folded-up piece of artwork based on the box art. And it comes underneath where the figure lies. So that is what you get inside the art box here. So the figure is outside, has been removed, so let's take a look at the actual figure and see what this guy's all about. Sit tight. Here is the Search and Destroy, or UKTK, outside of his packaging. Now, first off, right off the bat, I just want to address one thing really quick here. His shoes. So, the boots I have on him, these Doc Martin looking things, these are not the boots that he comes packed with. I really didn't like his pack-in shoes, which are these little jobby jobs right here. These are the standard issue Tomorrow King shoes, those loafer slip-on things that all the Tomorrow Kings come sporting. And I mean, normally they're not something I even think twice about. It's just, okay, whatever, Tomorrow King feet. But on this guy, they just didn't seem to fit at all, given his overall appearance and his overall look. So what I did was I took those off with the quickness, and I replaced them with these, which were, I got them off eBay too. They were just a set of loose Adventure Cartel 10 Finger Gang boots, I believe from member number 9. They're the white ones with the orange bottoms, the orange soles. Clearly I painted them black and left the orange soles intact so they would more or less resemble Doc Martens, which I think is a little bit more in keeping with this figure's overall look, since he does have kind of a 1970s, early 1980s punk rock, UK punk rock look. That is, the Doc Martens seem to fit a whole lot better. So there we go, and I like him. I'm pleased with his overall look now. Those loafers are gone, and it all makes so much sense. So let's pan upward just a little bit here, and we'll get a look at the bondage pants that he's wearing, the plaid punk rock bondage pants. I remember these being all the rage when I was in high school way back when. All the rage meaning that the two punk rock kids in my school wore them. And for some reason, he's also sporting what looks to be a foxtail. I'm not sure what's up with that embellishment, but there it is, and he's wearing it. But the suspender portions, or the belt loops, whatever you want to call these, all look really cool. And the pants in general have a nice faded, kind of worn-in look. They actually do look worn in, too. It's not like what 3A was doing for a while there was just muddying up everything, making everything just look dirty. These don't look just dirty. They actually do look lived in. So that's cool. They really succeeded in the weathering effect here. And there's that foxtail again hanging off his belt. So up a little bit more. He's got a whole bunch of pouches all around his belt. Big one in the back there, just a bunch of them. And he comes with these 4 grenades that I think are really cool. Let's see if I can get one of them off the belt here easily so we can get a close-up of this guy. There we go. It did come off easily. Usually when I pick this guy up and I alternate the angle even a little bit, these things go flying. So, of course, when I want to take one off, it gives me a little bit of trouble. So the Union Jack on here looks really cool. I'm a sucker for that. I'm just a sucker for a Union Jack in general. I think it had something to do with the Ferris Bueller's Day Off movie back in the 80s. He had a huge Union Jack in his bedroom, and I think that made an impression on me somehow. But yeah, so here we go. And I love that there's a pin here, and the pin does go through both sides. You can see both sides of it. So it looks like maybe you could actually be able to pull that out. I don't want to do that just in case I'm successful. I have a feeling it'd be kind of hard to get it back in place. But these 4 grenades, I think, just look so cool. It just looks awesome. And the clip here allows you to put them on a whole bunch of different places on his person, but I like them on the belt and on the back there on his jacket. And he also comes with the 2 standard Tomorrow King swords, the long one and the short dagger one. But we'll get to those in a second. Let's keep moving the camera up here to get a good look at this guy. So there's the leather jacket and the Union Jack shirt, which looks kind of cool. It's kind of a distorted take on the Union Jack. And the coat, of course, his leather jacket here, quote-unquote leather, can be removed. And I have some still shots of him without the jacket in the article. I'm not really too eager to take the jacket off again, so I'm not going to do that here. Getting it off is easy. Getting it on again was kind of quite the challenge for me because the shirt is long-sleeved and it likes to bunch up in the sleeves. So getting it on and then getting his arms to be able to move again was kind of something that wasn't easy for me to do. So I'm not going to do that here. If you want to see what he looks like without the coat, please take a look at the article and see the still shots there. And he does look really cool without the coat. As cool as the leather jacket is. And the leather jacket is really cool. They did a good job, again, at the weathering here. Because it really does just look like old, beaten up leather. Whatever the material actually is, some kind of polyurethane or whatever. But, man, they did a good job with it. It looks awesome. I really like it. The exclusive version that this guy is based on, I mean, he's basically a quote-unquote retail version, meaning a Bombaland version of an exclusive 3A did earlier this year. The only difference was the mohawk was a different color. I believe the exclusive was red. And the shirt here, rather than black, it was blue. And the exclusive didn't come with a leather jacket. So we're actually getting a little bit more bang for our buck here. And then, of course, there is the standard Tomorrow King head, except this time he's got a whole bunch of Band-Aids, and he's sporting a baby blue mohawk. That looks awesome. I like the spikes, and I like that he's got one wilty spike here on the side. They did a good job here. And again, the weathering looks pretty good. Looks a little bit dirty up around the actual mohawk area, but for the most part, 3A did some good work in making him look scruffy and dirty. So then let's get a... Yeah, and again, this is a 1/6 scale figure, so he's about 12 inches tall. So he is kind of a big one. It's been a while since I've owned a 1/6, or bought it. I still have a few, but it's been a long time since I've bought a 1/6 scale 3A figure. And I just forgot just how nice they are. This guy is just beautiful. I'm really, really happy I went in on the purchase and bought him and the Tomorrow Queen, and even the Shadow Tomorrow Queen. So the swords, let's take a look at those. Those just slide right out really easily. And I love the way they're just hanging off here. It's such a cool effect. And they can just be placed right in his gloves fairly easily. And the sword blades have a nice weathering effect to them too. They look like beaten up old steel. So yeah, he does come with those same standard ginormous Tomorrow King work glove things. Since this guy's design is so unique, the punk rock thing here is so unique for a 3A figure, I forget that, yeah, this guy is part of the Popbot Tomorrow King universe, so there are some similarities. The gloves and the feet were definitely the same. Now, in terms of articulation, he did move a whole lot better in the arms and the shoulders before I went and removed the coat. So his range of motion is compromised a little bit here, but he's got the same just very awesome, very thorough 3A figure articulation with the double elbow joints, the bicep swivel, the shoulder joints. I mean, he is a highly articulated figure. His head can move all over the place. You know, he's got the ab crunch and the ab swivel. Oh, there we go. The grenades are falling off. There we go. Not letting me down. Let's see. So he's got the ab swivel too. His legs have a really good range of motion, but it's held up a little bit by the pants. The pants are a little big for him in the waist, so they like to slide down and fall down, and that can hinder his articulation a little bit. You have to, I find that I have to keep adjusting the articulation in his, or not adjust the articulation, but adjust the pants so his articulation is not hindered. But it's nothing too bad. You can still get him in a whole bunch of poses. And he's got the standard double knee joint as well. And the ankles have a good range of motion. Get a full turn, and there's a ball joint there. Only limited by the shape of the boot. And if you don't put this kind of boot on him, the regular Tomorrow King feet yield a really good range of motion. So there's no issues there. So, I mean, overall, he just looks, oh, God, I love him. This is one of my favorite figures in a long time. Definitely one of my favorite 3A figures in a long time. Just the general look is so right up my alley. So, oh yeah, let's get to the other sword too. I almost forgot to include that. So this is the longer sword. And then he's also got the standard kind of, whoops, Butterfingers. The standard kind of Tomorrow King. I call it a dagger. But there is, whoops, falling down all over the place because the dagger just doesn't want to go in his hand. There we go. There we go. And now the grenades are everywhere. And let's see if I can get him to stay standing again. There we go. So he's got the shorter sword dagger thing and the longer katana type sword. And grenades did fall off his coat. Not the most ideal place to store them, but it works and I like the way it looks. So, there we go. And when you take his jacket off, again, I hate that I keep mentioning this without showing you, but please take a look at the still photos if you want to see. There's actually this weird kind of band on the back of his shoulders, on his shirt, that can store the grenades too for some reason. Just odd and bizarre. But there he is, the UKTK. And then here's a quick sneak preview of him with his lady friend, the UKTQ. They make a very nice matched pair. Their mohawk colors complement each other nicely. She looks really cool too, and they look great displayed together. But we'll be looking at her in depth shortly in another video. And then another quick sneak peek. Here he is with the Shadow TQ, the Shadow UKTQ, the all-black version. She was the surprise limited drop during this sale, and I was able to score one. So we'll be looking at her in the Tomorrow Queen video, in the UKTQ video. So that is the 1/6 scale 3A Toys, UKTK, or the Search and Destroy TK as he's known. I think he looks awesome, and I'm really, really happy and thrilled with the purchase. So let us know what you think about this guy. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment on our message boards in the 3A thread that's been going for a long time now. Check us out on social media. And as always, thank you so much for checking us out here and watching this video. And we will see you again really soon.